Steady. I think we always talk about our defense. We start with it, and I think the way that the guys competed and got after it defensively in the second half, and particularly the fourth quarter, just stands out to me. And the depth, Malcolm coming off the bench and playing the way he did, and just all the different guys we get contributing, and then obviously, big game from Brooke on both ends of the court, and we feel like we can get better. To get this win after pretty significant days without playing, I think hopefully we'll be better between now and game 2.
Matt Velasquez, Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. But is this the best you've seen Brooke play, just in all facets of the game, getting inside, shooting from outside, and playing defense?
Yeah, I mean, the thing that does stand out is, the putbacks and the stuff around the basket, particularly in the first half. We were, kind of struggling for scoring and just anything offensively, and he was able to kind of manufacture a couple things. And obviously in the second half, the threes and the spread that he gives us. And then defensively, I thought, we'll look at the tape, but I thought he was there, several times in the fourth quarter, making blocks, making big-time contests, rebounding. Certainly in a big moment, that was a great Brooke Lopez tonight.
Eric named The Athletic, but Kawhi takes just 5 shots in the fourth quarter. He scores just 2 points in the fourth quarter. Just what do you think of the job that Chris and Malcolm did on him for the game?
Yeah, we talked about just the individual pride it takes, with whoever has that assignment. And, for the majority of the night, it was Chris and Malcolm. And to be able to kind of tag team him, and then the fourth quarter, hopefully, between him seeing those 2 different guys all night and the activity around those 2 guys, we'll take that fourth quarter. We certainly can't rest or think that it doesn't take the same effort and the same activity going into the next game, start to end against Kawhi.
Bud, Tim Reynolds with the AP. It's not uncommon when you see a team playing from behind all night like you guys were for like 37, 38 minutes. There just comes a point where you guys run out of gas, where teams tend to run out of gas. You guys seem to find another gear. What is it about your group that you guys can be down for 3 quarters in the biggest game of your season and then somehow just put it together like it was nothing in the fourth?
Well, hopefully it speaks to our depth, first and foremost. I think we're got a lot of guys that are capable, that can contribute, that, confident on both ends of the court. I think it speaks a little bit to the character of the group. They just stick with it. I think it's become a little bit of a theme in the playoffs. I think eventually, hopefully, we feel like if we stick with what we're doing, good things will happen for us.
Kane Pittman with the pick and roll. Bud, Malcolm, you spoke about him already, but it felt like early in the game he hit a couple of threes that, even though it was early, you really needed them at the time. So, obviously, second game back, how good was it to have him hitting those big shots again, and what do you take from that?
Yeah, he was phenomenal. Again, the first half, I don't think we were very good, as a group, and Malcolm was one of those guys that kept us afloat. We already talked about Brooke kind of keeping us afloat in the first half. And he really did it. I think, what he's doing defensively is impressive too. Just, I think, second game back after, not playing for a significant period of time. It's impressive, and we certainly needed him tonight.
Coach Greg Matzik from WTMJ. Under 40% from the field and 25% from 3, that doesn't often lead to a playoff win. What does it say about your team, or that you're able to come through like you were able to, especially with that fourth quarter?
Hopefully it says we'll be better when we shoot the ball the next game. It's just, we talk about defense. I'm sure you guys that are around here just get tired of hearing about it, but, you can bring your defense every night, and that's what we expect. And there's going to be nights when you don't make shots, and you got to just continue to do well or give it defensively. And if you do that, you maybe can break through and find a way to win on a night when you really don't shoot very well offensively or play that well offensively.
Eric named The Athletic. What do you think of Giannis's play tonight? It felt like he kind of imposed his will there in the fourth quarter with the driving kick and then defensively as well.
Yeah, I think Giannis was similar to our whole group. A lot of positives as the game went on. I think as we look at the film, we'll probably see that, I think he's making a lot of good reads, a lot of good decisions. We got to shoot the ball well around Giannis. And then, I think Giannis will play better. I think he's, again, playing without 6 days for him. He needs the rhythm of the game and everything. So, I think it's great to get a win with him. I thought he was good, but I think he can be better.
Coach Andrew Wagner, Forbes Sports. With the layoff that you guys had, were you kind of prepared a little bit for maybe a little bit of a sluggish start because you can't really recreate the intensity of playoff basketball in practice settings?
Yeah, I mean, any coach that goes into a game without playing playing a game for 6 days is, very worried. How are you going to play? I don't know that I would use the word sluggish, but that's just being nitpicky. It's just how are you going to play? How are you going to execute? Just all those things. It's impossible to replicate in practice, and you're also incredibly conscientious of staying healthy during those 6 days. So I think we're just all glad to have played, and certainly to get the win. I'm sure they'll be better Tuesday or Thursday, whenever it is, and Friday, I guess. And us too. Too many days.
Bud, there was a timeout with 3:31 or something like that left, and you're down 2. You guys haven't been in too many close games, it feels like, for quite a while. So being able to play through that, start with defense, as you said, and get the win, is this a good thing for this team to go through that?
Yeah, I think the more experiences you get in close games and what are you going to do and how are you going to find opportunities, particularly offensively. But, I think what we've found and what we've done most of the year when we are in a close game, we're still going to push it. We're still going to play in transition, play in a spread situation, and take what the defense gives us. So certainly, it's big last 3.5 minutes to come out of that timeout and then close the game out the way they did.
Kevin Pelton, ESPN.com. You guys were positive in the minutes with both Chris and Giannis on the bench. What did you see from those groups that was kind of effective?
Yeah, we'll have to go back and look at the film, but I think, the guys just play together. I think George is out there lots of times during those stretches. Malcolm, hit shots. Brooks stepped up. Hopefully we have a way of playing where we can function on both ends, with or without, Giannis and Kawhi, or Giannis and Chris. And the guys just did it. It's the stuff we work on, practice, talk about. We want everybody to feel confident and participate. And when those guys aren't out there, that's what they got to do. Thank you.
They do not want me around. Don't want me to make a sound. They see I'm steady going up, but they would rather hold me down. I can never be defeated. I can push you to a cliff for you to jump off when you need it. Now I see what I believe in. Now you see what I was peeping. So it finally came to life, and now you see what I was thinking. They ain't always see the vision. They ain't comprehend or understand what I was given. My whip is like my passion. I kept going. I was driven. I was really in it. I don't really did it. I don't fit in with them. I was really different. I noticed how they keeping me excluded. It's working in my favor because it's keeping me exclusive. Eliminating foolish when I didn't want to do it. I don't mind if they ain't call me. I will probably throw your hands up high one time if you feel it, and throw your hands high 2 times if you're with it, and throw your hands high 3 times if you get it. Throw your hands high 4 times if you live it. Throw your hands up high 1 time if you see it, and throw your hands high 2 times you believe it, and throw your hands high 3 times if you with it, and throw your hands high 4 times cause you did it. Yo, that when I sit down and cry for it, mornings I would try for it, never giving up because I'm knowing I'm supplied for it. Know that I'm alive for it. Continuously failed, I continue to apply for it. Look me in my eye for it. The truth, wanna hear my deepest thoughts. The booth, you can make it anywhere. I'm proof they done let a lyrical beast loose. All praise to the most high. I don't even smoke, but I feel like I'm the most high. Keeping me afloat, I'm from the going, so I'm so shy. Lyrical approaches tighter than these preachers' bow ties. Ain't met another who can claim me yet. Or better yet, another that can tame me yet. Or better yet, another who can change me yet. Or better yet, another that I ain't regret.
Nick Doug Smith, the Toronto Star. Do you think the cumulative effect of the last week or so got you guys in the last 7 or 8 minutes of that game?
I don't think so, Doug. I thought, you could maybe think that or whatever, but I thought we were right there. I thought we answered a bunch of runs, and we were still there to like 198. Man, we had a couple great looks, and we had a couple bad offensive possessions before that point, but we still clawed it back, and we had a couple great looks there down the stretch. Had a couple good defensive possessions that didn't end up going our way, but we just those few plays there from about 2 minutes to 1 minute, right, back and forth that were probably the difference in the game. I didn't see any fatigue or any of that kind of stuff that was like, it's a big problem or anything.
Nick, Dan Wicke with the Los Angeles Times. Before the game, you kind of described the defensive needs as essentially just having to be everywhere in the paint out. How do you think you guys handle that, and how, I guess, stressful and taxing is it to play against that team defensively when you do have to essentially be everywhere?
Well, it was okay. I thought our defense was pretty good, right? I thought we were executing our game plans really well. I didn't feel like we were under that much stress on there. The biggest thing is the transition, right? I mean, when you blow a layup or you get knocked down or something and the ball's still in play, they come at you in transition. Those were the only real tough offensive possessions we had. I thought, I got to look at it a little bit more too.
Nick, Andrew Wagner, Forbes Sports. When you're preparing to face a team that's had a layoff like Milwaukee, do you see that as an opportunity to kind of come out and maybe take advantage of a group that hasn't really had that intensity for a couple days?
Well, I mean, I think the one thing that we all know about these playoff games is you better have the intensity or you're in trouble, right? And I thought we did a good job of bringing some effort and pace and physicality at the beginning, but I don't think it'd be any different if they were coming off back to back or hadn't played in 5 days. I think both teams are trying to come out there and play with some intensity and effort and force and all those and pace and all those things.
Nick Caperness, TSN. Kyle Lowry tonight, his best performance of the postseason, 7 of 9 from 3, saving Danny's pass. Can you talk about his performance tonight?
Yeah, I mean, he was really good, right? And it's not easy. We talked a little bit about pregame. They got a whole bunch of guys, kind of athletic guards, and they run a bunch of different guys at him, and they're doing a decent job of limiting his touches. So I thought it was good that he could get the ball as much as he did. He stepped into all of them, and it's been a while since he's had one of those nights where every time you pulled up, he thought he was going to make it. It was like every time he let it go tonight, you were like, that's going in, and that was good to see because we've seen those a lot, in the regular season and all that stuff. But he was great, man. He was fighting like heck out there. I thought he threw his body in front of people on a few things. Didn't get the whistle on a few. He always draws charges, and there was tons of charges going on out there. But he still was taking them. That's his thing, and he was good. He was awesome.
Tim Reynolds with the AP. Nick, I know you haven't seen tape yet, and
Yep.
to kind of almost follow on Doug's question a little bit. Everybody but Kyle was 0 for 15 in the fourth. Just without studying film, did you like the looks you were getting for the most part? I know things got a little bit hairy there in the last minute.
I think when we did get shots, they were pretty good. I think we got hemmed up a couple times, and turned it over, and that's like the recipe for a bucket the other direction, right? So I think for the most part we did. I'm just trying to think. Kawhi had an ISO that ended up in a turnover. Danny had one there. I'm just trying to think of a really tough one. Maybe Kawhi had a fall away with a couple guys on him, but I can't think of any right now without watching the tape. Pretty happy. I think even Mark had a clean look at a 3. Danny with down 4 right away there with about 1:20 to go. We kick it out. Clean look. We got the rebound, and Kyle took a pretty deep one. Mark had a couple 8 to 10 footers that were there. So that's the best I can do with my memory right there.
Brandon Hurley with the Carroll Times-Herald. Nick, you talk a lot about intensity and focus. With you guys being so close to stealing a game 1 here in Milwaukee, what do you do to get your guys refocused for Friday night and try to get a win there?
Yeah, I think Brandon, that you don't really have much choice, right? Like we're learning that each one of these games is critical. I thought we played a tough tonight, a tough brand of basketball for the most part. We gave ourselves a chance to win on the road in a Eastern Conference final, and it didn't turn out. But we put in a lot of work. But you got to file that one away, right? And put in more work next time. That's really where it starts. We gotta get some rest here tonight, focus in on our film, figure out some adjustments, build some confidence, right? And but then again, once it gets ready to go up for game 2, we got to be tough.
Nick, Reed Forgrave with CBSSports.com. Psychologically, for your team, especially with a game 1, would you rather have a game where you play clearly well enough to win and then lose in the final couple minutes, or would you rather lose by 13?
No, neither one of those. Neither one of those feels good, man. It's a good question though, because it really doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? If it's a buzzer beater and you lose, or if it's a 30-point blowout and you lose, that game's over. And we saw that in that last series, right? We went and blow them out in the first game, and it was, look, it was going to be a cruise, but we know better than that. These teams are too good. Both teams are good, and it's good chance. I thought the Philly series was going to be a long one, and I'm good chance this one will be too.
Nick, Michael Grange from Sportsnet. How would you compare the way the ball moved and maybe some of the distribution in the first half versus the second half or down the stretch?
Well, not terribly bad, Michael. I didn't like the start to the second half, right? We did all that work in the first half to kind of control that thing, and it really seemed like we had them reeling defensively, right? We were just getting, the only bad shots we were taking were because of ourselves, right? If we looked and touched the paint and sprayed it around and made another play and went into another action, and we were finding some good stuff. I thought like 3 of the first 4 possessions, we took it hard down the paint, got rocked big time physically, and they went down and laid it in. They got 4 layups to start the first half, and those were off 3 turnovers for sure. It might have been 4. So, if we're going to take it in there and there's going to be some hitting and slapping and stuff, we got to play through it and make sure we don't turn it over. Because again, turnovers against this team are trouble.
Thanks very much, everyone.
All right, thank you.
Talk small, I'm going worldwide. And my defeats on a decline. Don't bother me, I'm doing just fine. I did a lot of singing, now it's break time, yeah. Wanna talk small, I'm going worldwide. And my defeats on a decline. Don't bother me, I'm doing just fine. I did a lot of singing, now it's break time, yeah. I didn't wanna bring it out. But haters talking reckless, word of mouth. Never had to play a role with some clout. Never blended a king in the crowd. People coming left and right with the malice. All they care about is money and the status. Dodging up, superhero in the madness. Climbing walls, Spider-Man, Miles Morales. My bars are infectious, modern pop. I'm all charged up, call me Static Shock. Gonna run the game, I heard it's in stock. Young Simba in the flesh is my pride. Rock. Wanna talk small, I'm going worldwide. And my defeats on a decline. Don't bother me, I'm doing just fine. I did a lot of singing, now it's break time, yeah. Wanna talk small, I'm going worldwide. And my defeats on a decline. Don't bother me, I'm doing just fine. I did a lot of singing, now it's break time, yeah. It's all fun and games till I take it serious. Everybody wanna tell me up, but they delirious. Undercover never trace me, yeah, I'm so mysterious. They won't know when I get up, yeah. Precarious. What do I prefer, money or the girls? I'm torn. Call me Goku, yeah, it's a new season, new form. When my squad, it's gonna be a breeze through the storm. I'm a hunter, take you out like Killua, then I'm gone. I can't stand, yeah. Pretenders wanna be my friends, yeah. Then they wanna kick you down at your best, yeah. Unforgiving, you don't get a second chance, yeah. My production got the crowd on their feet. I was giving beats for free, no receipt. And my career was delayed like the metro. Now I got the speakers booming and I murder beats. Wanna talk small, I'm going worldwide. And my defeats on a decline. Don't bother me, I'm doing just fine. I did a lot of singing, now it's break time, yeah. Wanna talk small, I'm going worldwide. And my defeats on a decline. Don't bother me, I'm doing just fine. I did a lot of singing, now it's break time, yeah. All my life, yeah, I had to sacrifice, yeah. Always strive, so I never was deprived, yeah. Swimming pool of success, I'ma dive, yeah. Break time, now these bars come alive, yeah. All my life, yeah, I had to sacrifice, yeah. Always strive, so I never was deprived, yeah. Swimming pool of success, I'ma dive, yeah. Break time, now these bars come alive, yeah. Wanna talk small, I'm going worldwide. And my defeats on a decline. Don't bother me, I'm doing just fine. I did a lot of singing, now it's break time, yeah. Wanna talk small, I'm going worldwide. And my defeats on a decline. Don't bother me, I'm doing just fine. I did a lot of singing, now it's break time, yeah.
We here, and nothing can stop us. This is our destiny. They can't stop me now. Show enough, it's about to go up.
Tim Reynolds with the AP. Kyle, it's always frustrating to lose in the playoffs. How much more frustrating is it that this one comes on a night where you guys led for 37 or 38 of the minutes?
Pretty frustrating. You know what I mean? The fourth quarter killed us, 32-17. I mean, they outplayed us in that fourth quarter. They got a little bit more aggressive. They made some big shots, made some big plays. Yeah, we just it sucks when you lose like that. But you know, we had a chance, and we got to learn from it, make an adjustment. You know, stay even keeled, never not too high, not too low. Just look at the film and get better.
Eric Smith, Sportsnet, Kyle. You mentioned the fourth quarter struggles. With 3:30, you guys take the lead by 2. Down the stretch, you go scoreless. Was it something they were doing? Did it come down to simply just missing shots? Were you still getting opportunities? What'd you think?
Turnovers, missed shots. You know, we just didn't execute as sharply as we could have. You know, I got to go back and watch the film. I think we got a couple good shots and we missed some shots, but you know, we just didn't finish the game well. We just didn't play well to finish the game.
Brandon Hurley, Carroll Times Herald. Kyle, you had a big game tonight. How do you keep that going forward next on Friday and come out with a win?
Just whatever it takes to win the game. Individual stuff doesn't do anything for me. I want to win games. So, you know, maybe, you know, we got to figure out what we could do better to win games, win a game and close it out and play better.
Last couple questions, Mike, if you need them.
Thank you. Oh, shoot. Yes, Mike.
I mean, how would you compare how the ball moved and the distribution in the first half to the second half?
I think our pace wasn't good enough in the second half. I think that's where we struggled in the second half. Our pace wasn't good enough. I think the pace that we played with in the first half was the pace we need to play with throughout the game. I think that will be a big thing for us is pace and dictating the pace of the game. Thank you.
We here, and nothing can stop us. This is our destiny. They can't stop me now. Show enough, it's about to go up. Yeah, I'm about to go nuts. Watch a player blow up. Yeah, the hustler know us. I would never fold up. And when they say it's over, I just come back and show up. And when the city roll up, I put it on my shoulders. And if they riding for us, no use in trying your luck. I was born with the hustle. I'ma grind through the struggle. I'ma shine like no other and raise my mat to new levels. We up. We up. I was born with the hustle. I'ma grind through the struggle. I'ma shine like no other and raise my mat to new levels. We up. I was born for greatness. You see, everybody ain't got the dedication. This is why we play. Yeah, nothing's gonna stand in my way. I've been down, I'ma look and count it out. Who could I trust to hold me down? Things got rough, I never turned around, and I never gave up with every ounce I pushed through. And up in the ball, lace the good shoes. I stand tall, cause I'm not afraid to lose. The new U-Haul, I'm making moves like, ooh. Eyes on the prize, I'm focused, dog. Put it all on the line like there's no tomorrow. We're coast to coast, no boats involved. And I gotta prove it wrong, but most of all, I'm just a legend living. Respect is earned, I give it. Told y'all I'm about to get it. Good luck to my competition. Show up, it's about to go up. Yeah, I'm about to go nuts. Watch a player blow up. Yeah, the hustler know us. I would never fold up. And when they say it's over, I just come back and show up. And when the city roll up, I put it on my shoulders. And if they riding for us, no use in trying your luck. I was born with the hustle. I'ma grind through the struggle. I'ma shine like no other and raise my mat to new levels. We up. We up. I was born with the hustle. I'ma grind through the struggle. I'ma shine like no other and raise my mat to new levels. We up. Locked and loaded, unstoppable, yes. Put things in motion, chosen soldiers who won't stop for no less than what we came for. Battle scars and pain sores, everything that we trained for. Trailblazers like flamethrowers, the gang owers, and we take it back what's ours. Ready to face all odds, taking charge. Another level, we raise the bar. Mama know that she raised the star. No obstacle can block the move, impossible to stop the crew. So I salute to anybody that tries. Open your eyes, you are now looking at the greatest. They can't stop me now. Show up, it's about to go up. Yeah, I'm about to go nuts. Watch a player blow up. Yeah, the hustler know us. I would never fold up. And when they say it's over, I just come back and show up. And when the city roll up, I put it on my shoulders. And if they riding for us, no use in trying your luck. I was born with the hustle. I'ma grind through the struggle. I'ma shine like no other and raise my mat to new levels. We up. We up. I was born with the hustle. I'ma grind through the struggle. I'ma shine like no other and raise my mat to new levels. We up.
Me and my team got moves to make. We gonna apply that pressure you thought you was safe. Anything we do from now on is not for show. Better lock the door, cause you know we go. Grind, grind. Get up and go get it. Grind, grind. Get up and go get it. 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 Ready to get this started, get out of my way, cause I got odds to beat. Told them I was gonna be a problem, but they didn't wanna listen till it got hard to eat. Part of me gotta guard up, they gon' have to respect my artistry. Anytime I let up in the past, they ain't try to say how strong my heart should be. Like you ain't this, you can't that. Never quit work, so it all came back. I'm gassed up and the wheels ain't flat. I'ma roll to the top, my drive ain't mad. And you can't change fast.
Do you have a preference on seat? Where you been going? Okay, all right. Rewind, honest, I promise. Shit. See, I messed up already. Oh, dang.
Kane Pittman with the pick and roll. Brooke, podium games. You feel like this is overdue?
I don't want to say that. I think we did a great job of just sticking with what we've been doing, all postseason long. And, shots didn't go in early, but, we did a great job of grinding it out. We played great defense and just stuck with it, and then things started going our way.
Eric named The Athletic. Giannis, you guys hold Kawhi to 2 fourth-quarter points. He takes just 5 shots. Just what did you think of the job Chris and Malcolm were able to do on him tonight?
Amazing job. Obviously, is the vocal point of their offense, and I think they did a great job just sending him left. He's trying to go right and get to a spot and rise up or go all the way. But I think guys like Brooke, Nico, Ersan did a great job just being active behind and just showing him body. So, Kawhi is Kawhi. He's going to hit shots. He's going to make tough shots. But at the end of the day, we're trying to make it as tough as we can. And in the fourth quarter, it was tough for him. And I think we made him feel us the whole game. And that's what we're trying to do as a team. Trying to make him play 1 against 5.
Greg Matzik from WTMJ. Brooke, it felt like you were on the cusp of breaking through and taking a lead multiple times in the second half. Finally able to do it in the fourth quarter, and then it sort of stayed in your favor. What allowed for that breakthrough? It seemed like every time you had a little run, Toronto was able to answer.
Yeah, I mean, we just don't quit as a unit. You know, we keep pounding, and grinding, and and then we finally got there. You know, but there's no quit in our team. You know, I don't think it's really in our DNA at all. Any of our guys.
Hey, Brooke, Sopan Deb with the New York Times. For a lot of your career, taking 11 threes in a game would have been, let's say, unusual or kind of unheard of. And now you're not only expected to take those shots, you're making them. How do you assess how you've kind of rebirthed your career? And also, are you having more fun playing this style than you did in the first half of your career?
I've always tried to have fun. When I go out and play basketball, I obviously love playing the game, but no question, I've been having a great time here. It's just a fun group to be around, a fun coaching staff, fun teammates, great teammates, unselfish, just best guys in the world. And, I think it's just embedded in the team. We have trust in one another that we can all take and make shots if we're open. And, honestly, we're frustrated at each other if we don't shoot it when we're open. If we have a good shot, we got to take it. And, a lot in the first half, they weren't going down. It wasn't our best shooting night, but when they're there, we still have to take them, and that's how I feel about each one of us when we're shooting the ball.
Matt Velasquez, Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Giannis, just with the way that Brooke kind of gave you guys life at multiple times during this game, just what's going through your mind as you see the way that he's finishing inside, he's making threes, he's blocking shots, he's just doing everything for you guys?
This is the Brooke we all know and we all love. We want him to be aggressive. Especially against the series. Marc Gasol is trying to be active, he's trying to help a lot, and he's going to be wide open most of the time. And he's going to knock down shots like he did tonight. And especially when he's going, we got to find him even more and more and more. I think he did a great job also, going for the offensive rebounds, giving us extra possession, giving us extra points. And he got to do this series. And what else he did? He did a lot tonight. He blocked shots, and he definitely set the tone defensively.
Brooke, Tim Reynolds with the AP. When you finally got that first three to go down in the second quarter, the cameras caught you screaming for what seemed like a minute, finally, when you finally got that one to go. Was that all it took? Was just one to go down for everything just to feel like it was back in rhythm for you?
Yeah. And again, that's what my teammates have been telling me. I know George Hill specifically, and then this guy too. Just stick in my mind. Just keep shooting the ball. You just need one to go down. Keep letting it fly. And that one felt good. I had a few other ones that felt like they were right there, but our team just we just stick with it. We all struggled a bit shooting the ball, but I know I did, and I'm so thankful to have a group of teammates that support me 100%, regardless if it's going in or out. They just want me to keep going out there and doing my job.
Andrew Wagner for Forbes Sports. Either of you guys, when you have a week off, you can practice, you can scrimmage, but it's kind of hard to replicate the intensity of a game, and especially a playoff game. Was it a little tough getting right back into the swing of things in the opening couple of minutes there?
I got you, Giannis. I always got you. You know that. I think it can be. Like you said, there's no perfect way to replicate the environment in that situation, and we scrimmaged, we played against coaches, we had token defense, we went as far as creating jerseys, with the Raptors names and numbers on them, so we could have, a little scout team and everything, but there's nothing quite like being in that environment, and our fans did a great job. They brought it tonight. They were absolutely supporting us, and maybe it took a quarter or two, but I think our mind was in the right place. We were playing with a lot of energy, playing with toughness. Again, shots weren't going down, but, we were in a much better place from the get-go than we were game one against the Celtics.
Steve Ashburn, NBA.com. It seemed like, when you're out there in space shooting those shots, the crowd is sort of living and dying with each attempt. What's your emotional level like on a miss and a miss and a miss and then a make? I mean, how does it change for you?
I mean, I definitely get frustrated with myself, but again, got my teammates' support behind me, and that means the world to me. It does everything for me, and it keeps me going and keeps me firing those threes. And here, the fans as well. It definitely gives me a lot of support. It's just, I mean, the fans were great out there tonight. They definitely were a lifeline for us. And we absolutely rode them as well.
Peter Bukowski, Dime Magazine. Giannis, at one point you guys were shooting 17% from three. The math says you keep shooting, you're probably going to make some of them, but my guess is you're not in the huddle saying the math, the math, the math. So what are you saying to your teammates? What is Coach Bud saying to you guys to get you to just do what you do and let it fly?
I think in the second quarter or late in the first quarter, he told us to keep shooting the ball. If we're open, stop hesitating. I think in one play I was open in the corner and I didn't shoot the ball, and I think he ended up in Chris taking a tough shot. He wants us to trust one another, keep moving the ball, and when we're open to shoot the ball, and that's what we're doing all year. That's what we're going to keep doing. Tonight we were able to hit 11 threes. Didn't shoot it great, 25%, but at the end of the day, when I'm trying to come downhill, when Bledsoe's trying to come downhill, we're going to make the right pass, and we know that our teammates going to knock shots down. So we're going to keep trying to be playing the right way. That's what Coach Bud wants us to do, and eventually, we don't care about the math. Eventually, they're going to go in, and if you keep shooting, that's how you win games.
Michael Lee with The Athletic. Giannis, how good did it feel that you didn't have to have some superhuman MVP-type performance, and that when you sat, things didn't go sideways for this group? What does it say about this team?
It says a lot, and it definitely feels amazing. Usually, when things don't go well, in the past, the team didn't do great, but this year is insane. Even though I don't play well, the team is able to respond and to hold their own, and guys are coming off the bench, playing the right way, and being a plus for the team. So it feels good. It feels good not to be able to come every night and try to put my body in the line and give everything I got for us to win a game. And, I didn't have a great game, but at the end of the day, my team had a great games, and we're able to get this win.
Malika Andrews, ESPN, all the way in the back, guys. Hi.
There you are.
I'm just wondering, you guys haven't played a whole lot of close late game scenarios out in the playoffs, and what did you learn from this? And then do you think this was needed to win in not a blowout fashion in order to continue to move forward?
I got you. That's no worries. Take a break. I think it just I think it was definitely needed. It goes to show we can close games out. Thank you, Giannis. In multiple ways in different fashions. We have a lot of confidence in this group, and all throughout the season and the playoffs, different guys have been stepping up. Different guys have been having big nights, and it was definitely good to see us win in a different way tonight. I think going forward, we'd be all right though if they weren't all like that. Yeah.
But I think it's good because sometimes when the team faces adversity, you can see how the team respond, and I think the team did a great job just playing hard and responding their way. I think we need games like this because not every game going to be a blowout, not every game going to be easy. So, we're going to go back tomorrow, watch the tape, try to get better, and I think this game definitely made us better. That's it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.